Hello, everyone. This is another Black Conservative. I am Ryan Clifton Boland. Thank you for joining me. I just discovered that a pregnancy center was vandalized by some graffiti that basically is threatening in nature and those in reference to those who are pro-abortion. So before I wasting any time, I want to get right into this article because I have some things I wanted to say that I'm going to need as much time as possible to say. But I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised at this at all. The title of the article is Pregnancy Center Vandalized with Threatening Pro-Abortion Messages. An article says a pregnancy center in Baltimore was allegedly, of course it would be Baltimore, wouldn't it? Was allegedly vandalized with threatening messages over the weekend as pro-abortion supporters took to the streets in protest of the pending Supreme Court decision on Roe v. Wade. Now, what's crazy about this, and I don't want to jump the gun, but what's crazy about this is pending, which means the decision hasn't been made yet. And yet, we get all of this kind of craziness going on. It's unbelievable how emotional people can become. The Alpha Pregnancy Center in Town claims messages were spray painted on its walls Saturday, threatening the safety of those who work there. If abortions aren't safe, neither are you, one message read. Not a clinic, read another message. You're anti-choice and not pro-life, read another. On its website, Alpha Pregnancy Center said it does, quote, not offer or refer for pregnancy terminations or birth control. Information is provided as an educational service and should not be relied on as a substitute for professional and or medical advice. Now, let me say something before I move any further in reference to the previous paragraph that I just read. I will say this. There is no physical evidence that the far left did this. There's no physical evidence that the far left did this. This could have been some bunch of kids messing around and being funny and decided to do it themselves. But I have this gut feeling that they were involved in this. And I said this to someone some time ago. A comment that this individual made in the comment section was that, well, I made the accusation that it's the far left that tends to be the ones that commit these acts of violence against other people. And I gave examples, BLM, Antifa, the 2020 riots. Those were all far left radical groups. I didn't personally see anybody from the right doing this. And it's so-called far right. I don't know who these far right people are, but I haven't seen them. And the response was, you crazy in so many ways. People on the far right have run into people with their cars and so forth. And when I didn't respond to this in a comment because I felt myself getting aggravated. And if I feel like I'm getting aggravated, I would not engage you. I feel like I'm about to get aggravated after I've given my advice, after I've given factual data, and the person just refuses to adhere to that, and they want to make up some stuff, then it agitates me. And if I feel I'm going to be agitated, I withdraw from the conversation because I feel like it's going to do no good. But this individual made the statement that you see somebody from the far right running into people with their cars. And after thinking about that comment for a while, I couldn't help but think, who is these people that you claim were from the far right running into people with their cars? And I thought about when those left-leaning groups and radical far left groups were protesting and blocking people in the street. Those were far left people, right? They were from the left. And these so-called people that were in their cars were trying to supposedly run them over. How do we know these people were from the right that was in the car? It could have been someone from the left, or it could have been someone neutral who just wanted to go to work. There's no proof that the people in the car that were supposedly running down people that was standing in the way of in the middle of the street, blocking the street. There's no proof that they were from the radical right. So this whole idea of getting the facts straight, I think that person need to get their facts straight. But let's go on. The messages were signed Jane's Revenge, the same group that allegedly vandalized and set fire to a clinic belonging to Wisconsin Family Action. According to WBAL TV, evidence shows that whoever was responsible spray painted over surveillance cameras, which could hinder the police investigation. So you see right there, and that still doesn't prove that it was a far left radical groups. It still could have been a bunch of kids, a bunch of teenagers doing it, but I highly doubt it. I highly, highly doubt it. I wouldn't be surprised if it was a far left radical group or a group of or far left leftists who decided to leave the group themselves and do this on their own. But I'm pretty sure, in my opinion, it's someone from the radical left, because they were smart enough to spray the cameras, even though teenagers could do that too. For the most part that I know of, they normally don't. Okay. Supporters and donors of the center call the action hateful. Everybody's just hateful out there. Hate, 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 said donor Bruce Carter. I'm coming here. It's my first time right now, as my wife is pregnant, said one anonymous supporter. The attack on the pregnancy center comes as pro-abortion activists have been protesting the leaked Supreme Court decision signaling the Roe v. Wade could be overturned. In Portland this month, the left-wing radical group Antifa reportedly attacked the crisis pregnancy center, breaking several windows and writing vulgar messages. And let's see, and right there, that's in this article right here. But you can see right there that the Antifa is not the far right. It's a far left radical group. They're supposed to be fighting fascism. But I wonder if they even know anything about fascism. These radical groups like BLM and Antifa, do they even know anything about fascism and what it's really all about? I don't think they do. Because if you really was in a fascist government, they wouldn't be letting you do what you do. You'd be in jail or dead, one of the two. But having said all of that, this to me is just another example of radical groups who have radical leftist groups. That's the indication that I get, that this is a radical leftist group that have no love for anything. Okay. They work off of emotions. They don't work off of facts and data. Now, as I said earlier, this so-called overturning of Roe v. Wade is pending, as the article says. It's pending. It hasn't happened yet, and it might not even happen. Some people have criticized, says it's possible. Possibilities and it actually happening is two different things. All this is doing is keeping people on the far left angry and mad and trying to, threatening other people and threatening their lives and so forth. I mean, that stuff has to stop. Eventually, it's going to end up becoming an actual physical war, which is what I believe the Marxist insurgents really want. They want to bring about a class war and an actual revolution in this country to bring about their communist regime. That's what I believe, and I've been believing that for some time now. But nevertheless, trying to tell people that it's extremely difficult to try to tell them that. We got to deal with what we see right now. And right now, what I believe this is a radical far leftist group that is doing this, that maybe have strayed away from their group and decided to do this on their own. But whatever the case may be, I believe this is someone from the radical left. And it shows you that they lack self-control. They lack the ability to analyze and to think about the decisions that they make. They work off of emotions all the time. You say something to them and they just go off. They just go off. I'm going to keep saying this. This is not, even if this is turned over, even if they turn Roe v. Wade over, whatever, okay, all that is doing, you radical leftist people, I'm talking about the radical left, all that does is give the power over to the state and local government. If you want an abortion, you can get an abortion. If the governor or the mayor of that particular state or region is a progressive Democrat or just maybe a Democrat, because as far as I know, a significant number of Democrats support abortion. Okay? If that's the case, you have nothing to worry about. You understand? You have nothing to worry about. That's all that is. It keeps the federal government out of it. And the federal government shouldn't have been in it to begin with. because abortion is not a federal issue. It's a local issue and a personal thing that people who want to get these abortions want to get because the children are an inconvenience to them. It's holding them back. And I know people don't like to hear that, but this is my opinion. Most people that get abortions because the children are an insignificance to them. They didn't plan on having a baby. If they had planned on having a baby, they wouldn't have got the abortion. But they, wanted to sit up and fornicate. They wanted to have sex. They couldn't hold on. They just had to get their freak on. Went on and had sex and went on and, had a baby. Now, oops, I'm pregnant. Okay, I'll pay for the abortion. Oh, no problem. Let's go ahead and get that abortion. Like it's nothing. Why? Because people have been conditioned to believe it's okay. I personally don't believe it's okay. I personally believe it's murder. People don't agree? Fine. As an ordained minister, that's what I believe. And as a moralist, that's what I believe. But going back to this, I believe that this is the far left, radical left, and it's going to only get worse and worse. And God forbid that they actually overturn Roe v. Wade. Those on the far left, they're not going to pay attention to all the factual data. They're going to go crazy. But that's okay. I think people on the right have a right to defend themselves. And I'll leave it at that. But what do you guys think about this article? Leave your comments in the comment section below. If you like this video, press the like button, share this video, and subscribe. God bless you all, and see you again on another Black Conservative with Ryan Boland.